All right, so here is your assignment. If you click on the second tab or the second slide, it does show you the actual directions on how to do it. The reason I have you on the first slide, actually working on the first slide, is because when I bring up your work, I can see it really quickly if it's on the first slide. Where if it's on the second slide, all I see is the directions and it doesn't help me grade it. So please leave your work on the first slide. What I did was I went over here and I went ahead and kind of show you what I did. Is I went ahead and picked 3 emojis that I wanted to work with first. I'm going to do 3. You can do a 4x4 if you want. You may have to adjust this. This is just a table. If you would like to adjust it, just kind of go to the end and you hit tab. I don't know if you notice, I just hit tab and it'll give you a whole nother line. All right, and then of course, if you change your mind, you can undo that just by hitting that back button. All right, so one more time, if you want this as a table, you can go to the end and hit tab. It will go and add you a whole nother row down there if you would like. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab the insert up here. You're going to go to image, you just hover and go down to search the web. I already searched the web for emojis. And then it brings up a whole bunch. You can click them, and then it does bring up the insert button in the bottom right, or you can just drag them over. I always just drag because it leaves this here. If you actually hit insert, then this tab goes away, and then you have to go back and do it again. But if you're getting 3 emojis, you're better off just dragging them and dropping them and resizing. Once you have it, you do not need to go back and find any more emojis. You keep these. You can right click, which is a 2-finger tap on your keyboard. You would right click and you could copy them, or you can highlight it, hit Control C for copy, Control V for paste. Notice how it does that double, just like we did in the emoji one before, that puzzle we did on Tuesday. There's a double here, so you can do double if you would like at any point. You can also drag it and move it where you want. All right, so if you want to do this emoji plus this one equals, and you can say the sum is 12. And I would probably, put those here. And then the sum you can put would be 12. And then you would just drag another emoji here. If I want this emoji again, Control C, Control V, drag it. Again, click it, Control C, Control V, drag it. All right, so you can create as many as you would want. If you would like to do a double, just do Control V again, and it's going to pop up right there. They do stagger them. So like if I do Control C on this one and Control V, it puts it right there. But if I do Control V again, it's going to drop it down lower. Okay, just so you know, they do not put them right on top of each other. They just keep going at a diagonal. All right, so this is how you would put those emojis in there. What you're going to be doing is just creating it. You have options. If you do this one, you can tell me, you can just give me the sum on the right-hand side. So if you wanted to, obviously I'm going to need more of these. So if you wanted to, you could, by the way, you can just click and delete, just hit the delete button. If you wanted to, you can just do the sum of each row, and then we could try to figure it out by that. All right, but in order to get your points, first off, it has to work. Okay, you have to be able to figure them out given that. Hint from the original ones, if you didn't come to class, you probably didn't know. It's easier if you put one of them with all 3 items in the same row. Okay, so all 3 items. So now I know what this one is. So then when I would want, you would have to then repeat this one in another row with just one other item. Okay, so pretty much what you want to do when you're doing this is you want 2 emojis per row after this. And you can go ahead and add more of them up here, but you need to have this emoji again in the next row with only 2. You don't want to do what I have right here, all 3. Okay, you want to do this bottom row here where I have just the 2 emojis. So once you figure out one, you can then go ahead and figure out a next row based off of what's given. Okay, so one more time. You do not want to have, you want to have a row with all 3 of the same emojis. You then want to have the next 2 rows. Okay, so this one too. Let me delete that back out. I meant to do this one. So let's say we have this. So you want to have the next 2 rows. Okay, the next 2 rows can only have 2 different emojis. Now, if you want to double this one, you're welcome to. Okay, that's fine. Because then it would be 3 of those plus that would be this. Okay, so once you found out this, you could subtract it and then divide by 3. All right, so you're welcome to do that, but you do have to have 3 in one and then only 2 in the next 2 or 3. If you want to put a third one up here, you can. And then you would probably want to add that extra row to give me the column straight down. Okay, it would take a little bit more thought to do the column straight down with the extra. So if I was you, I would just do these kind of 3 right here, give me the sums, and just make sure they work. Okay, make sure that you're thinking about them as you do them. All right, so the directions are here. So you can do a 4x4 or a 3x3. The more points you get will depend on how complex it is. So at this rate, this is going to be, if you get this done like this is 5 points. Okay, and it works. If you do extra, you do the 4x4, you give me double emojis a lot of times. You maybe even do some type of multiplication. Whatever you do differently on top of this will warrant up to 10 points depending on how you do. And again, it all has to work. All right. So the video I'm going to do, I am going to add it to the bottom here. So as you can see, I have 3 slides. Go ahead and add this video because I'm making it. I don't have it there yet, but I will add this video to the end and you'll have the directions on how to do them. All right. So good luck. This is extra credit. You do not have to do this if you don't want, but have fun if you do.